Hi everybody, it's Brandon with Loop Press. What we have for you here today is a TISAS model 1911 45 caliber pistol. This is your typical 1911 design, manufactured in Turkey, imported into Florida. I really like this weapon. I've had it for a few years, shot it a whole bunch. It's a good shooting weapon, and this is one of the few 1911s you can find under $400. It is a heck of a value. What we're going to show you how today is how to disassemble it and reassemble it. What we'll start by doing is clearing the weapon. So I hit my magazine release here. Go ahead and take that out. You got your standard 8-round magazine right there. And then of course you have your slide catch that doubles as a takedown pin. You have your safety back here. You have your hammer, and you have your secondary safety in the handle there. So this pistol will not fire unless that is engaged in the rear. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and clear the weapon. We'll go ahead and engage that slide release so everybody can see down there that we have a clean and unloaded weapon. So the first part, I've taken down a 1911. We'll go ahead and return the slide home in its resting position. The first part of what we're going to do with this is take this bushing down. You'll notice at the front of this weapon there's a spring that will go in like that, and then there's a bushing around the barrel assembly right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to push that down just a wee little bit, get it down, and now very, very careful. Don't let this shoot across the room because it will. So we're going to let it up very, 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 very easily and take that little guy right out of there. Take this spring and set it right over there as well as that little guy. And now what we can do is we can take this bushing here, turn it back to the 5 o'clock position, and it'll come right out the front. Now the reason it has to go to the 5 o'clock position is you're going to have a notch right here that fits right into a rail there in the barrel, and that allows you to turn this without it shooting back off. So once it locks back in, it'll hold that spring down. So we'll go ahead and sit that little guy right over here, and we'll get back over here and deal with our takedown. Now you'll notice 2 notches on the side of your slide. The one toward the front of the weapon is your slide catch. That's what you're going to do to engage that back and hold it back, okay? The one toward the rear of the weapon, the smaller notch, is for the takedown pin. Now you'll notice a button over here above the trigger on the opposite side that you're going to push in once you get this slide to the appropriate position. So you're going to move this slide back, okay? And I've got it getting back myself here. There we go. So sometimes you got to play with it a little bit. You're going to line up that small notch right there with the end of your slide catch / takedown pin. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push that button. It's going to raise this. You're going to be able to take that little guy right out and set it right over there. Now, what we can do at this point is just remove that frame. You'll see you have your slide rails here, and you have your trigger assembly and everything else. We'll sit that little guy right over here. Now, what you're going to notice is you have this pin here, okay? It's hollow. That's what's holding that spring back there. And then you have your barrel. So what you can do at this point is you're going to go ahead and take that barrel out just like that. And now you've completely disassembled the slide. Now you can go ahead and clean all your parts at this point. I like to use Hobbs number 9 as well as some Q-tips and wire brush and a soft bristle brush. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and put your weapon back together. So you're just going to slide that barrel right back up in there. and it'll seat. You'll feel it seat down in there. And then what you can do, get your spring assembly back together. Now notice right here, you got this louver right here. That goes up against the barrel. You just slide this thing right back out. Set that down right up against this and make sure that this mechanism's to the rear. And then we can go ahead and put our slide back on there. Okay? Or our frame back on the slide, I should say. Now, if yours is like mine, there is a little metal piece that'll be back here. Sometimes when you do this upside down like I do, it'll come down. You just use your finger and push that little guy back in, and it'll go on and slide right back on the weapon like that. Now, what I like to do at this point is go ahead and line my takedown pin back up. Remember, you're going to have that small notch to the rear, and then you should be able to just push it right back down in there. And you'll have to push it kind of on the other side of that pin. But now what you can do is you can go ahead and put that barrel bushing back on there. Now remember, it's going to go back in at the 5 o'clock position, the 5 o'clock position, okay? So we'll get it in there. Notice it'll go down all the way. Then go ahead and slide that guy right back over the other side, kind of through the spring, so to speak. So you got it all the way back over here. Now it won't come back out, okay? You want to take that cap, put it back on there, and then very carefully push this little guy all the way back down. Let it catch there on the side. Use your thumb, move it back around. You got that weapon back together. Do some functionality check there. That's just fine. You go ahead and load it back up. You can take your other round. If you're like me and you like to have one in the mag, you can put that back in. Put it on safe. Return it to your holster, and you're good to go. Like I said, that is a 1911. I really like it. I really enjoy that weapon. And like I said, that Turkish TISAS is under $400. I ordered it online, had it delivered to my local dealer, and have enjoyed it for a few years now. Thank you for tuning in today. If you like our video, please click like and subscribe down at the bottom. To follow Loop Press for more instructional videos on weapons and any number of things. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.